Hey everyone, good morning. I'm sitting here having a coffee. So I thought, and I had some interesting experiences yesterday with car salespeople, and I got my nose pierced. I'll zoom in and show you in a second. But I really wanted to share these stories with you guys about the car salespeople because it was two pretty different experiences that we had yesterday. And one of them left me feeling really, really good, and one of them left us feeling really, really uncomfortable. And so I thought I would share what both of these salespeople did so that you can learn from that in your own sales conversations and sales processes with your clients. And maybe you can take something away from that that's going to help benefit you in your business and making more money. Hi, Jackie. Look at this. Which side is it? The lighting's really not very good. I've always wanted to get my nose pierced, like just one of those random, like, oh, I've always wanted to do this, I've always wanted to do that. And being Valentine's Day yesterday, Travis and I took the day off, and Jaden went to daycare, and we went to a cafe for breakfast or for brunch. And we were just sitting there. We were thinking like, oh, should we just go to the movies, or should we have a picnic, or like something romantic? And I'm like, I don't know, those things just sound really boring to me right now. Like, I just don't want to do any of those. And he's like, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, I want to get my nose pierced and go car shopping. So we did, because I am thinking about getting a new car at the moment. I'm not 100% decided yet, but my Beetle keeps falling apart. So it's just every time I drive it, I'm like, I feel like I just need to upgrade this. Even though I love my Beetle so much, I'm like, it's so cute on the outside, but it is so broken on the inside. and so but here's the thing with the car story is, like, I bought my Beetle and I've had it for years because it's been the only ever car that I've ever really loved and that I've ever really wanted. And even when I look around at other cars now, like, there's no car that like jumps out at me and says like, Carissa, this is your car, like this is you, except for I've found one now that I feel that way about, and I'm highly considering buying it. If you're there, say hi so I know, because I can only see Jackie's comment there. But there's 18 people watching, so hi. Anyway, I found this car that I really like, and I'm not going to reveal what it is yet because I want to put a post in the group and see if people, actually maybe if anyone's watching this, comment and let me know what kind of car you think I would buy, because I'm just kind of curious as to what people think I would buy, going from a convertible 2004 Beetle to like what's next. Hey Chrissy, Catherine, Kala, Meek, Caroline. Okay, cool. Thanks guys. I can see you there. Hey Priyanka. I'm curious to know what people think I would get. Anyway, I found this car. We went looking at a few different brands, a few different car yards, because there were some that I liked that I was scrolling through car sales online, and I was like, oh, I think I like that one, but, let's go see it in person. Sat in them and, whatever. Travis also likes a car at the moment that he wants to change his car for, but he doesn't want to get it right now. He wants to wait and get it later in the year because he doesn't need it right now. It's just like kind of a want or an upgrade thing. Family car, Karen. Yes, it's definitely more family friendly than the Beetle. It's so impractical. Oh my God, I can't even fit groceries in the pram in there, like, at all. It's to put the baby in the back seat of the Beetle, you have to literally put the roof down and climb into the back seat. But yeah, I do love it and I'm going to miss it so much. Patty says, I love my Beetles 2001. You can get another one. Yeah, it's just not the size. I did think about getting a newer one, but I hate the shape of the new ones. It looks like someone stepped on the back of them. It's disgusting. I like the more round shape. Anyway, so I went to a couple of car dealerships. The first one, I was looking at a car that I didn't really love. Like, I liked it. I liked the brand of it. I liked, like, it was quite a luxury car brand, I guess, but it really wasn't saying, like, this is your car, Carissa. Like, that's how I didn't feel about it. That's how I felt about it. I was like, yeah, it's still too, like, normal. Like, I see them everywhere. And I love, like, unique things. I love things that are different. I love things that stand out and aren't the same as everyone else. And if I feel like a car just kind of blends in with everything else on the road, then I'm like, meh, like, I don't want that kind of car. And so, yeah, look, I liked it, but I didn't, and the salesperson for that one was just kind of like, he just asked questions and answered them, and it was pretty straightforward. Then I went to the one that I actually do really like and that I'm, you know, considering buying soon, just trying to decide what color. And we took it. The guy was super, super friendly. He asked me a lot of questions about myself and my own car currently and why I'm upgrading and why I'm interested in this car, which is the number one, like, best thing that you should do in any kind of sales conversation with clients is you make it all about them, and you've actually got to find out about them, what they want, where they're at, if they're ready to buy right now, and you've got to meet them where they're at. And so because I kind of am ready to buy right now, but I'm also not 100%, you know, I wasn't 100% sold or certain on what I wanted. You know, he just helped me with that. He answered every question. She showed me everything about the car, all the different colored options and combinations that you can get, because with this particular car, you can actually mix and match colors, which I like, because I like colors. I'm getting all excited. And although the brand of it is something that I didn't actually think that I would like a car of that brand. So that surprised me, but it doesn't matter. I don't really care about brands. And then we did take it for a test drive. It drove quite nicely. I liked it. He let us just like sit in it and play with it and do whatever we wanted, kind of thing. And then asked, like, you know, do you want me to call you? Like, when would you like me to call you to follow up, kind of thing. So he wasn't saying wasn't trying to force me into it in any way, basically. And he was saying, like, he knew that I wasn't ready to buy it right then and there that day. He knew that I had a Beetle, and he knew that it was old and a bit broken, and he knew that it, you know, if I'm going to trade it in, then I'll need to bring it in and have it inspected, or if it's too broken to trade in, I'll have to sell it privately. Anyway, he asked me when I would like him to follow up, which was great, because so many people don't do that. They're like, do you want me to, like, sometimes you do have to ask people, like, do you want me to follow you up next week or something like that? But, you know, I said, well, look, on the weekend, I don't think I've got any plans. I could probably bring the Beetle in even to see if you could quote it or whatever. And so he's going to call me on Saturday morning just to check in and see how I'm feeling about it or whatever. So there was no pressure. And because of that, and because all he did was focus on helping me and asking me questions about myself, I feel really confident with him. I feel really comfortable with him. And when I'm ready to decide or make the purchase, then of course I'm going to go and buy the car from him. Meek says he was more into learning about you to know what you want rather than just trying to sell what he thinks works or what he likes, one that would like to sell. Absolutely. And here's the next story. Here's the kind of opposite. And it wasn't a bad experience with the next one, but it just left us feeling a little bit icky, a little bit like slimy salesman kind of thing. So while we were at the car dealership place, which was like a good 40 minutes from our home, so it's not somewhere that we're just going to like pop out to another time. You know, we'd made time to go and look at cars this day, and Travis wanted to go and test drive the Kia Stinger, which is the one that he really likes. And so we went to the Kia dealer, and he'd been to look at it before, but he couldn't test drive it at that point because they were too new or whatever. Did it hurt? My nose piercing, Shaman? No, actually, it didn't hurt at all. I was so expecting it to hurt, but it was, I can't even feel it now. Like, it feels like nothing. It's so weird. Every other piercing that I've ever had hurt way more than this one. But I really like it. It's a little rainbow kind of sparkly stud. The lighting's terrible, but I'm going to put a ring in it eventually when it heals, because I want to see what that looks like, and then I'll decide. I like the idea of having a little crescent moon or something in there eventually, or a little star or something. Anyway, back to cars. So we went to test drive the Kia, but before they would even let him test drive it, they wanted to put his car into their evaluation system or program and like get someone else to take the keys and go and like to be able to actually give him a quote to trade the car in. And that from the beginning just felt really like a bit off. Like, that's not really what we came here to do. That's not really what we wanted to do. They didn't really ask as well. They just kind of assumed that he was coming in to buy the car because he wanted to test drive it. So that's the first mistake. Don't ever make an assumption that your customer is ready, or anyone who inquires with you is actually ready to buy right away, because they might not be. And some people are and some people aren't. And that's actually completely fine if you just know that and you accept that and you find out where they're at. You can meet them where they're at. And that way, if you you just give them whatever they want, and then when they are ready to buy, if they feel good about you, they'll come back and buy from you. And so he did this anyway because he just wanted to drive it. And once again, like, we didn't want to have to go home and come back another time. We drove it. It was amazing. It was so, like, the acceleration was crazy. It was really fun. And it's an all-round pretty great car. I think, like, well, I wouldn't buy it, but Travis really likes it. But once again, he's not ready to buy it right now. He doesn't need a car right now, whereas I'm the one that kind of needs a car right now. And they didn't ask any of that. They kind of touched on it, but they didn't really go into detail. And then when we got back to the dealership afterwards, he sat us all down. Travis didn't even have the keys to his own car to, like, say, okay, bye, we've got to leave. And we had to go pretty soon. We had to pick up Jaden from daycare. We were already later than we normally would be because of the process that they took us through, which we didn't really like. You could tell the whole thing was very scripted too. It's obviously a process that he goes over and over and over again. And as well as scripts, as good as scripts are, they don't suit every customer if you're not open to customizing them to that particular person and their reasons and their desires and whatever. And then right at the end, he didn't really ask Travis at all whether he was wanting to buy it right now or not, or whether when he was interested. He just kind of went into the sales process and started asking all these questions, and then, like, asked for a deposit and like, really didn't want to let us leave without paying a deposit for the car because, you know, they only release their reasoning was they only release a certain amount and you have to wait 2 months to get one and whatever. And we're like, you know, that's fine. You know, we're not wanting to buy it right away anyway. And yeah, so that kind of just left us, like, I had to actually, at the end, like, are you sure there's nothing else that I can do to get you to, you know, sign up and go ahead with it right away? And I just said to them, I'm like, can you follow us up in a couple of months? Because as we said, you know, we're not wanting to buy it right now. And the whole sales process has felt a bit like a bit of a turn off. Yeah, Katie just said, like, a bit of a turn off. And now we kind of don't want to buy it from you. You know, maybe we'll go somewhere else to look at it. And so I just really felt like I wanted to share that because that's how some of your customers might be feeling with you. If here comes Facebook's automatic reactions thing. See these little things that it does where it puts the sad face, the angry face, the whatever? Facebook does that automatically to prompt other people to leave reactions. And I didn't know that for a while, and I thought someone was purposely trolling me on all my live videos. And I got really upset. And and then I was like, no, it's just Facebook. Anyway, random fact. Kelly says I can't see it. Okay, must be just me that can see it then. That's so funny. Anyway, yeah, so that's the story. If you meet people where they're at, and if you ask them questions about themselves, if you learn about them, and if you're okay with wherever they are at and whatever they're doing now. And even like when I used to sell hair extensions, for an example, like when people came to me inquiring, one of the questions that I would ask them is like, so are you thinking about getting them done soon, or are you or are you looking at getting them done in the future, as an example? So I would kind of frame it like that to find out more about if they were ready to buy right away or if they weren't. And then the conversation would go in a different direction depending on where they're at. Like I wasn't going to try and get a deposit from them. I wasn't going to try and force it on them. I would just say, well, what would you like to know? You're like, how can I help you? How can I give you all of this information that you want? And then sometimes they would end up turning around and booking in right away then anyway, because they felt so comfortable with me because I didn't try and sell them or didn't push anything onto them. So let me know if that kind of makes sense, or let me know if you got anything from that. Lisa says, know your audience. Yeah, and also more than that, it's just know the person that you're talking to, because each individual client is an individual person and they will be buying for different reasons. And the more you can actually find out those reasons by asking questions rather than just talking about your own products and services and stuff like that, then you're actually far more likely to win the sale and have repeat business and referrals because of that, because you're not I'm always just a big fan of, I still do recommend asking for the sale, asking people if they're interested, asking people if they want to buy, because sometimes you don't make the sale if you don't present the opportunity for them to buy. Sometimes people are just waiting for that. But also, yeah, meet them where they're at and don't force them into something. Just be a helpful friend. That's the way that I like to look at it. Be a friend. Make a friend first and then make a sale is the saying. Cool. So that was perfect timing because I've got to go and jump on a webinar now in 3 minutes. So I hope that somebody got something helpful out of that as I have my morning coffee and show off my new nose piercing. It's cool. All right. I'll see all of you guys later, and hopefully you have a wonderful day. And tell me what you think my new car is going to be. I might do a post in the group and see if people want to guess because I'm so curious. Okay, bye guys.